Yes, welcome everyone here to the Smash Evening Show right here on Smash FM here on a Saturday here in Melbourne. Of course, let's go across to our friends over in the US, and of course, we're heading to California in particular, and of course, speak to one of the music artists over there in California. Of course, her name's Makayla Phillips, who joins us right now. Thanks, Makayla, for joining us.
Hey, thank you for having me.
No worries. Well, already start of a new year. What's been happening? Have you performed any music through the first 2 weeks of the year?
Oh man, no, not yet. Unfortunately, my entire family got the Rona, so it's been pretty slow over here. Not too many performances. I'm mainly focusing on going to the studio and writing.
How's that traveling, going to the studio and writing?
It's been going really, really well. It's pretty slow just because of COVID and everything. I mean, it's going around right now, so.
I know for a fact that your song Lips Like Candy was out already, which is all on all platforms at the moment. How's the reactions been like to your song Lips Like Candy?
It's been really good so far. I think everybody likes it, which, that's kind of the goal. I love that song. I think it's really fun. It's super poppy, which is not really, it's not really my vibe, but I mean, I like it. It's a good song. It's getting great feedback. So, I mean, that's all I can really hope for.
For our Australian viewers or listeners that's watching this at the moment, tell us how did this song come about?
Oh man. Well, my producer sent me the track and immediately I fell in love with it just because not only was it was pop, which is, once again, not really my thing, but it kind of had like almost a disco kind of vibe to it, which I thought was really different. And I thought it was cool. It was kind of mixing like 70s disco with, 2021, 2022 pop. And I thought that was pretty cool. And I fell in love with it and I started writing. And I think while I was writing, I think I was eating some sort of candy and I just decided to write it about candy. I don't know.
So I'm assuming candy is one of your favorite sweets by the sounds of it?
No, I'm not even, that's the thing. I'm not even like a huge, I'm not even like a huge sweets person. I was eating a Snickers bar or something that's okay. I was eating Twizzlers. I was trying Twizzlers because I don't like Twizzlers. The candy Twizzlers, I don't like them. I think they're really gross. But I was just like, I'm going to try it again. Maybe my taste buds changed. And then I was like, man, it's kind of good. This is kind of good candy. And then I was like, oh, you got me twisted like a Twizzler out my mind. It got me twisted. So I was like, sweet, write that down. I was like, write that down.
Yes. Thank goodness you clarified that, because that was the one part of the song I wanted to ask you, which you've already answered for me. So that was good. That was good to know.
Yeah.
With everything's happened so far this year and obviously last year as well with COVID. Have you had a chance to perform this song like even last year when it came out?
I've performed it. I think I performed it twice. The first time I ever did it live was it was like an acoustic thing. It was just a little acoustic gig, and that was super cool. I kind of got to break down the song, and they got to hear it a different way. They got to like really listen to it. I don't know if you're the same way, but when I listen to songs like the original version of a song and then I listen to like the acoustic stripped down version of a song, I like fall in love with it even more just because you can really hear it. So that was really fun. I performed it there and then I performed it at my local mall where I live. And that was super cool. It got super good feedback when I performed it there. So I've only performed it twice and it's gotten pretty good feedback every time, but I want to perform it more. I'm so like, I just want to perform.
You mentioned about performing it in your local bowl in your hometown. You must have tell us where's your hometown exactly, and I guess how special was to perform that song to your hometown fans?
Oh my gosh. Well, I live in Temecula, California. I'm originally from Palm Desert, California, but I live in Temecula, and oh my gosh, it's always special to perform in my hometown. I mean, those are my people, and I know a lot of the locals there. I have a lot of friends there. and a lot of friends that I've performed with too, as well, just like going to little different gigs and stuff. And it's all a really great community. They're all great people. So it's always special.
What are your plans for 2022 other than writing songs?
Hopefully get signed, get a record deal. Trying to get that record deal, man, so I can tour. I'm so tired of doing, these little whatever. I want to go and like really sing everywhere. I want to travel the world. I want to touch more than just my hometown.
Know for a fact that you've got about 138,000 followers on Insta at the moment. Have you had like a lot of attraction from like overseas, like down here in Australia?
Yeah, actually, Australia is one of my biggest fan bases, which is kind of crazy. My biggest fan bases are Australia, the Philippines, India, Iran, and I think Germany.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. You would think I would be bigger over here in America because I was on American Idol and America's Got Talent, but I guess it doesn't work that way.
Well, we'll get to American Idol, America's Got Talent, your involvement there in just a moment. But just going back to this year in particular, you mentioned to me before we came on about obviously you've only been to mainly all the West Coast states over there, which is California, Arizona, and Hawaii, and of course a couple of other states as well, which you mentioned. Are you hoping to maybe go into the East Coast?
Yeah, I'd love to. Like, man, like New York. I want to go everywhere. New York is one of the big ones though. Really want to go to New York. I think that would be so cool. I just watched Spider-Man No Way Home, so I'm like, I won't spoil anything just in case people haven't seen it, but man, that's a really good movie. That is such a good movie, and it made me want to go to New York so bad.
Out of like all the performances that you've done over in the West Coast, is there one particular one that stands out to you the most that you love to perform, like the location that you love to perform again, and especially performing Lips Like Candy?
Oh my gosh, Hawaii.
Okay.
Definitely Hawaii. Hawaii was one of the most incredible experiences. The audience in Hawaii, I mean, of course, it was the American Idol audience, so I don't know how many people I'd be able to attract by myself, but just the experience that I had there, everyone was so welcoming and just loving, and like I don't know, they were all just crazy. They were so supportive. And I loved that. And I would love to be able to bring my music over there and show them, me, not just American Idol me.
Now let's go to your music journey. Where did it all start and why did you choose it?
Well, I've been singing pretty much since the womb, but I started taking it seriously when I was around 10. So I started going to training. I started at a place called Hollywood Launch. And it's just this triple threat training program. So they focus on singing, dance, performance, songwriting, guitar, and like just all these crazy things, acting. They do it all. And I owe a lot to them because they pretty much made me who I am today. But yeah, pretty much since the womb, I'm really thankful, and I feel really blessed to have always known what I wanted to do. And I've always worked really hard at it.
I said I was going to get back to this, which I'm going to now. Obviously, you mentioned before about American Idol and America's Got Talent as well. So tell us a bit about the American Idol experience. You mentioned a little bit of it a moment ago, of course, heading over to Hawaii, which means obviously you made it to the top 20, I'm pretty sure.
Top 10.
Top 10, sorry.
Yeah. No, you're fine.
I always forget whereabouts it is. Obviously, you got past like the first part of the show.
Yeah.
So, which is the auditions for everyone playing at home. How special was it, and what was the best part of being on American Idol, and how far did you go on the show?
Okay, so I went all the way to top 10, technically top 11. I was the one that made it top 11. I was like the judges' save. Which is a whole story, which I can tell you if you want to hear it.
Yes.
But that was pretty fun. I don't even know if I'm allowed to talk about that, but I'm going to because it's funny. I mean, American Idol for me was I always wanted to go on that show ever since it came out. I think I was like 2 years old when I started watching it. And I absolutely fell in love. I wanted to go. I've always had like a competition mindset, but not like in the way that you would think, oh, I'm gonna beat all these people, I'm better than all these people. Never that. I just always was super excited to compete and like show everybody what I had. I wanted to just, show off in a way. Especially when you work so hard for something, kind of feels good to be able to have a lot of people see it. But American Idol was always my dream. I always wanted to go on that show. And it was a dream come true, to say the least. I mean, it was such an incredible experience. I learned so much about not only the industry, but just like how all these shows work and how the process works, how stage works, how blah, 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 blah. It was the first time American Idol wasn't the first time I ever used in-ears. America's Got Talent was, but I mean, American Idol, they gave us custom in-ears. So I have in-ears that fit to only my ears, which is like so cool. Just so many things like that. Everybody was amazing. It was really supportive. Of course, you've got American Idol's a lot more, how would I say this? It's easier in a way, just because on America's Got Talent, you've got dogs that sing, so it's like you've got like jugglers and acrobats and dogs that talk, and you don't know if the dog will win or not. But on American Idol, it's just singers. It's just people like me. So it was a lot more fun being able to connect with people who do exactly what I do. We're all in the same field. We're all kind of in the same place, just trying to get somewhere. So it was a really cool experience. A lot of crazy stories, but overall, just one of the most amazing experiences.
You mentioned that you got far as the top 11 slash top, well, we'll say top 10. It sounds better.
Yeah. That's fine.
Have you had a chance to, or are you still in touch with all the singers that was on that show?
Yeah, pretty much all of them. I mean, I definitely got closer to one person in particular, which was Olivia Ximenes. She's my rock. She's my best friend, my sister. I love her very much. We got very close. Funny story, at the time when I first auditioned for American Idol, I was living in Menifee, California, which is like give or take 30 minutes away from Temecula. So I was living there at the time. Turns out Olivia and I didn't know each other before the show. We met on the show. Turns out she lived 5 minutes away from me.
Oh, wow.
Like she was super close to me. So we had two Menifee girls auditioning for American Idol. And not only that, but when we went to Hawaii, they had me open the show and they had Olivia close the show. So we had two Menifee girls just absolutely rocking the freaking show. It was so cool. But we got really close. She's my rock. But both of us talk to pretty much everybody. I mean, we're all really cool with each other. It's really weird going from, like competition mode to, oh, the competition's over, we can all be friends now. You know what I mean? Because some people like me personally, me and Olivia, or Olivia and I, whatever grammar. Olivia and I, we never really had like the competition mindset, if that makes sense. Like we were never like, oh, it's time to compete. Like we never did any of that. Her and I were very much, we wanted to make friends with everybody. Especially me, I wanted to make sure that I made good connections with everybody on the show, just because how cool is it to know that we all get to come up in the game together? We all get to, one day when we're all super famous and whatever, we go to a Grammys after party together, after winning 12 Grammys or whatever. How cool is that? That was always kind of my goal. I didn't want any bad blood. I didn't want to have the competition mindset, because I want that in the future, But yeah, we still keep in touch with everybody. Lauren just dropped a new song, Fingers Crossed. It's such a good song. So proud of her. She's blowing up right now. Natalie and Dylan, James, and all of the other guys, we're all still pretty cool.
I just mentioned about keeping in touch with the singers on the show. Have you ever kept in touch with the judges on the show?
No, but every once in a while I'll comment on like Ryan Seacrest's posts, or like I'll send a DM or something like that, and they'll respond, which is pretty cool. Especially Bobby Bones.
Yes.
That guy is so funny. But yeah, every once in a while, but it was pretty much only when we were on the show. But I mean, still, even after the show, if we comment on something or whatever, they'll either like it or they'll respond, which is, I think, is pretty cool. But not the actual judges.
So let's go to America's Got Talent now, which I believe that's your first one by what you just said about American Idol a moment ago. So why did you go on America's Got Talent before Idol?
Love this question. And I actually don't think anybody's actually asked me that question. But I don't think so. But I always tell this story anyway. So I auditioned for American Idol first back in like 2016, 2017. I auditioned for American Idol first. And I had missed the age cutoff. I was supposed to turn a certain age by a certain time, but I missed it by 2 weeks. 2 weeks. So they decided, well, we don't want to not put you on a show, so we're just going to move you to America's Got Talent. I mean, it's all pretty much the same producers. So they just moved me to America's Got Talent. So I was supposed to be on American Idol first, but I was too young. So they moved me. Yeah, so that's pretty much all that happened. They just moved me.
Well, how was the experience of going to America's Got Talent, especially those judges there? And of course, everyone knows about Simon Cowell as well. How intimidating was that? I
never know how to answer this question without sounding conceited. So forgive me. I am not conceited, I promise. I was never really intimidated. Of course, I was a little bit like nervous just because it is Simon Cowell, that's like the man in the music industry. But I was never really intimidated or nervous. I mean, we're all human beings. We all go to the bathroom. So and also I've been doing this my whole life. You know, singing is what I love doing. It's my passion. Performing for people, it's what I love doing, and it just comes naturally to me. Like somehow some people are they get math. That could never be me. No numbers. Don't ever ask me a math equation. I will not answer. I will not answer. But point being, it comes naturally to some people, and that's how performing is for me. So I don't know. I was just really excited more than anything. I wasn't really nervous. I wasn't really intimidated. I was just like, I couldn't hold my excitement. I wanted to get on stage so bad.
How far in the show did you go?
I think I actually got to around the same as American Idol. It was somewhere around like top 10, top 11, something like that. I don't know. They never told me my placement. All I know is that I made it to the semifinals.
So how special was it to be in the top 10/semifinals on both shows?
Oh my gosh. Well, I was a judge's save on both shows. So on America's Got Talent. Yeah, right? I was like, damn, America, you really didn't want me to go through, did you? Did you? Had to leave it up to freaking Simon and Katy Perry. Anyway, yeah, I was a judge's save on both shows. On America's Got Talent, it was called the Duncan Save, and then on American Idol, it was just the judge's save. And I actually have funny stories for both of those. On America's Got Talent, they first of all, being the Duncan save was just I wasn't even the Duncan save yet. They hadn't even saved me yet. And there was a moment where, you know, they do like the whole building suspense thing. So they go, and the Duncan save is, and then it like goes quiet for a second. And then they announce it and whatever. But that moment where it goes quiet, the entire theater, we were doing it at Dolby Theater, and the entire theater was chanting my name, which I was just like, even if I wasn't the save, even if I didn't make it, that was one of the coolest moments of my life. I will never forget that. But then they announced my name, and I was 16 at the time. They announced my name. Sorry if this is like TMI. I just started my period again. So I was like bloated and uncomfortable, and like I just wanted to cry all day. Everything was making me mad. But I was wearing an outfit, and the pants right where my stomach is, the pants were super tight on my waist, but then like loose on my legs. And then the shirt was just like sequiny and itchy and uncomfortable. And so I was just so uncomfortable the whole time. And then Tyra Banks is like, Makayla Phillips. And I drop down to the ground. I'm crying. I'm just overfilled with joy and just like gratitude. And she comes over to me and she goes, so how old are you again, Makayla? And I said, and I quote, I'm 16 and my pants are so tight I can't breathe.
Oh, I've got to watch that episode now.
I said that in front of 18 plus million people. And I watched it back. And I was so upset. I was like, I cannot believe I just said that in front of 18 million people. That's how people remember me. That's like the one thing that was going through my mind. I was like, oh my God, this is how people are going to remember me. That the 16 and my pants are so tight I can't breathe girl. Oh my God. So that was that Duncan save story. I mean, the whole theater lost it. And then for the judges save on American Idol, it was COVID. So we were doing it at home. Isn't that just like the story of everyone's life right now? It was COVID, so it's like the story of everybody's life. But yeah, we were doing everything at home. And so we had like our in-ears and everything. And we couldn't see the judges we had like a little monitor as well that was showing the judges and whatever, and like showing our performances, and so that we could look back at things, whatever. So we couldn't see the judges at this point, but we had our inners in so I could hear them, and they're like, all right guys, we're gonna cut to the judges save. The judges are deciding right now. And so everyone's obviously sitting there freaking out because they're like, who's gonna be the judge save? And they forgot to turn off the judges' mics. So I could hear everything that was going on, everything they were talking about. And then I heard Katy Perry go, what about Makayla? And then they go, oh, turn it off. And I was like, I was losing my mind. I heard my name and I was like, oh my God. And I'm looking at my mom because they can't hear anything that's going on. And my mom's standing behind the monitor and she's like, what? Because I'm like, I was like freaking out. She's like, what's going on? I'm like, I can hear them. And that was pretty funny. And I think one of the producers ended up apologizing to me after. I was like, why are you apologizing? But yeah, that was pretty funny.
Considering you've done both American, I guess, talent shows now, what does the music industry mean to you now?
Well, it's kind of a loaded question, but I don't think that anybody could ever really know the industry. It changes every single day. There's something new every day. You can never really know the industry. But I don't know. That's a hard question to answer because it means so many different things. I mean, there's so much to learn. I'm still learning. There's so many things I have to learn. But as of right now, I'm just working. Just need to work and go up in the industry, or whatever that means. But that's pretty much all I can say as of right now.
Do you have any future ambitions in the music industry past this year, like short and long term?
Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of really big goals. One of my dreams is to perform for the Super Bowl halftime show. I've been saying that it's on all of my dream boards, all of my New Year's resolutions since I was like 3. That's a big one. I want to win a Grammy. And the biggest one is that I want to tour. I want to tour really bad. I want to do like a Europe tour America. Like I want a world tour. That would be the sickest one. Doing a world tour would be so cool. But that's probably my biggest goal.
I have to ask this question because you haven't mentioned it yet. Now,
okay.
I know you mentioned in your 138,000 followers that obviously most of your overseas fans are also from down here in Australia. So how special would that be when that happens? And is there any particular locations that you'd love to go to?
Oh man, I don't know. Probably Sydney. Sydney would be cool. Right? I don't know yet because I don't really know like I don't know any places there. So like the only one I know, and this is gonna sound really bad, but I only know about Sydney, Australia because I watched it in Nemo when I was little. So that's like the only place I know, and I know because of Nemo. So but hey, I still think it would be really cool. I got to say I get to perform in the place that was mentioned in Nemo.
Well, hopefully you picked Melbourne in there somewhere.
Oh yeah, for sure. For sure.
So what would be your advice to people that should get involved in music?
Just be yourself. That's the biggest one. I know it sounds cliche, but it's true. Be yourself, be authentic, and be confident. That's probably the biggest one. Work hard, be confident in your craft, just not only in yourself but in your craft. Really work towards your goals. I mean, I'm still working on it. I'm still trying to find my sound. I'm still trying to find what I'm super confident in. So it's a battle every single day, but don't ever give up because it's out there for you somewhere.
Let's finish off with some lighthearted questions. The first one is,
okay.
do you have any embarrassing moments on stage?
Well, I just told you one of them. But like in terms of like genuinely embarrassing, not really even like funny embarrassing.
Yeah.
I'm not to toot my own horn, but toot. I'm never really off key. I try really hard, but I'm never really off key. Like it's got to be a really bad day for me to hit an off note. But it was Hollywood week for American Idol, and I had been working on my song. I sang And I'm Telling You from Dreamgirls.
Yes.
Yeah, that's from Dreamgirls, right?
Yes.
I'm just gonna go ahead and say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So I sang And I'm Telling You, and I was rehearsing it for like a month. I was rehearsing the song for like a month. And I had rehearsed it a certain way. And usually I'm pretty easy. Like if somebody switches something up on me, I can adapt and I'll be fine. But for some reason, I was really nervous for Hollywood week, like really nervous. And we had one rehearsal. We got 15 minutes with the pianist. And then that was it. We got one rehearsal for that week, for that performance. Where we're not allowed to sing in the hotels or in the hotel rooms. We weren't allowed to sing in the lobby. We had to basically just do it in our head or do it really quietly to ourselves. And if you're a belter, that does not work for you. It just doesn't work. You need to be able to belt it out loud and sing it out loud, right? So in our rehearsal, the pianist switched the key on me. He was like, "Oh, we're actually going to do it in this key." He was like, "Does that feel good?" I'm like, "Yeah, that's fine. That's fine." And me, of course, being able to adapt, usually I was like, "Yeah, I'm cool. I'm fine. I got it. It's fine." It was not fine. I went on stage and completely screwed it up. Like the most off key I have ever been in my entire life. And everybody heard it. And I was like, they're going to make fun of me. They're going to make fun of me on the show. I'm screwed. They're going to make fun of me. And luckily I stopped in time to be like, hey, let's run that again. Let's try that again. But I had to do all of that on stage in front of Katy Perry, Luke, and Lionel. Had to do it in front of everybody. It was so embarrassing. But that, and then the Tyra Banks pants too tight story, those are like my most embarrassing moments on stage for sure.
And you got past Hollywood week.
Yep. Yes, I did. I made it. And I was like, what the hell? I thought for sure that I was donezo after that.
There you go. So have you ever forgotten a lyric to a song?
Every day, all the time. And it's usually my own lyrics too, which is the sad part. I'm really bad with lyrics. I can sing a song all day, but when it comes to lyrics, I'm like, they're like my kryptonite. I'm so bad.
Do you have a pre-performance superstition or ritual?
Yeah, Starbucks. I have to have Starbucks every day, all of the time, before every show. And it's weird because people are always like, don't drink coffee before you sing, don't have dairy before you sing, but I swear it helps me. I swear. I'm able to hit low notes easier, which is weird. And I think it's just because it like coats my throat, if that makes sense. But I have Starbucks before every show. And I just have to listen to like hype music, I guess, like something that gets me in a good mood. But I don't really have anything that's super specific.
Now, you mentioned before about you want to perform in the Super Bowl. Am I assuming that you're a big NFL fan?
I would not say that, but I grew up watching it with my dad, and that's about it.
Fair enough. Okay.
I mean, I like watching it. I don't really get it, but I get it sometimes. Like if somebody gets a touchdown, I'm like, whoa, touchdown. I get the touchdown. I think that's all that really matters.
Okay, I'm not going to ask who your favorite NFL team then is.
Raiders. The Raiders.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Raider Nation, baby. We just made it to the playoffs too.
Yes, you will, and it's actually on today against Cincinnati. So best of luck for the Raiders against the Bengals in Cincinnati today. So
sweet.
For everyone out there that should follow your music on their favorite streaming services, including obviously having a chance to listen and download Lips Like Candy, how can I go about it?
It's on all streaming services: Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music. It's so weird it's not called iTunes anymore. I'm so used to being like iTunes, it's Apple Music now, whatever. Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, I mean really Amazon Prime Music, whatever. It's on pretty much everything. And you just search my name, just Makayla Phillips. And that's also where you can find my socials as well.
Okay, we'll just answer my social answer as well. So where can we find you on social media? You might as well tell us where can we find you on social media?
On Instagram and YouTube, it's Makayla Phillips Music. And then on Twitter, it's Makayla Phillips.
Well, Makayla, thank you so much for getting up your time to join us. It's awesome having you on the show. First music artist.
Thank you for having me.
That's right. First music artist we've had on the show in 2022. So it was awesome to have you on, and hopefully we'll get a chance to hopefully meet you in person one day, hopefully when we're either in the US or if you come down to Australia.
Yes, definitely.
And best of luck, and hopefully we'll have a chat with you hopefully when you have some other music coming out, hopefully a little bit later in the year.
Sweet. Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. It was really fun. No
worries. And that's Makayla Phillips there joining us, because as we mentioned, you can listen to her music, Lips Like Candy, right now, of course, on all platforms, of course, wherever your favorite music streaming services are. There's more on the Smash Evening Show right after this. Don't go away here on the 10th year celebration.